And welcome back to Play the Hits. Ooh, I really shouldn't have done an intro like right in the middle of of the pod fucking talking, but you know, that's
Yeah, no one
showbiz,
pays
baby.
attention to the pod. I'm just paying attention to those damn yoga pants. Holy shit.
Actually, I'm trying to fix that.
No,
I mean, it's not bad if
there's nothing to
she
fix.
stays in this outfit, but let's see. I actually don't know how to go back to her default
Like
outfit.
a Bria costume.
Because because it's not actually. All of these are like DLC outfits, basically, or
Okay.
stuff that you get. So, and using the dress module should get you back to. Wait, oh, maybe I just take it off, remove. Okay,
Yeah, you take it off.
there we go.
There
All
she
right.
is. Who loves you, pretty baby? Who's gonna hold you through the night? Who loves you, pretty mama? Who's there to make it all right? Oh,
How
who
you been,
sang
man?
that? Shit.
Oh, I don't know.
Was that the Four Seasons?
That
That was the Four Seasons, yeah.
Probably because I get them and Journey mixed up.
Okay.
And so I was like, is it Journey? It's like, okay, it's probably the Four Seasons.
No, Journey has a very distinct sound. That was,
Oh,
of course, I
is
guess
that what-
so do the Four Seasons. But I, to be honest, I don't recall anything else they sang. But
Actually, I don't think I do anything until I quit talking to the pod. Basically, I'm just gonna.
oh shit! Do you have the
go
Soma
around.
from Castlevania Dash?
Oh, yeah, basically.
Holy shit! The Black Panther soul.
Oh yeah, kind of does look like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. That was when the game got like, well, that game, anyways, got really like you were OP and
Oh yeah.
nothing could stand in your way anymore.
Both games, but Aria especially, where you also got like the hippogriff at the same time.
Yeah,
And so you were just
had
like,
the
you could
Claim
fly.
Soleil, and you were just like flying around, one
Oh,
hitting
the
everything.
Clam Soleil fucking rocked in that game.
It really did. I've still got to play. I've got the Dominus collection, and oh, I beat Metaphor finally.
Oh, you did.
Oh my
Okay.
god, what a game!
Yeah.
Just a heads up though, like you can save during the ending. Like if you beat the final boss and you're like, okay, I'll just watch the credits roll before I go to bed. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the credits are still like 2 hours away.
Oh jeez.
It is
Oh, man.
it is a beast of an ending. But you know, like considering the game itself is over 100 hours, of course the ending is going to be like an extra like movie long.
Yeah.
But just
I'll
a
just
heads up,
knock
don't
this
try
out
to
before
like beat
bed.
it before bedtime like I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've done that shit before, where it's just like, I mean, there's already been a couple nights with Rebirth where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna, hell yeah, I'm gonna,
A2
you know,
Skyrims.
just like, no.
Oh, God. Skyrim harder, damn it.
I had it, and I
really
fucked
did.
it up.
Now you don't got it.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah.
There's been a couple games where you thought you were beating them, and
Rebirth, especially, where it's like not the end of the game, but it's just like, you know, I'm just gonna get to the next little, like, once the story beat is done, and then it's just like fast travel is not available. It's like, oh, fuck.
shit.
I feel like I should like see this through then.
yeah.
Oh. All right,
Next
now
thing you know,
that
you're
it
crossing the
stopped,
fucking ocean.
I mean, yeah, that did
hey,
happen.
there was one. Not that I want to do another episode where we talk about nothing but Rebirth, but
Yeah.
what did you think of the totally different vibe of the ocean liner segment?
Oh, it was you know what? I mean, here's the thing: is like some of these differences. It's like, okay, this is like very different, and it might not be my style. But just thinking about it in Rebirth, like it was a very fun part of the game.
I was okay with that one actually.
Yeah, doing like the Queen's Blood like tournament was a lot of fun. And I'm also wondering, like, how much can you avoid Queen's Blood? Because I've just been embracing it and trying to do it as much as possible.
Yeah, do it as you go along. That's the way to do it.
But it's like, I
such
guess
an easy mini game too. It's not.
I would have
even
been
if
really
you're going
sad
to lose. You can immediately start over with no penalty and just
Yeah, and
wait
I guess
for their
I should
AI
say
to choke.
I'll do like light spoilers, I guess, for Rebirth. But like I would have been really sad because they said like, hey, if you want to, you could just skip this tournament. You know, you could talk to this one person, and it'll like skip ahead. But then you would have like not seen the Red 13, whole thing, and
Oh yeah,
like that was really funny.
I
like that they incorporated him being in the outfit, but rather than just like dancing around the ship and stuff, it's just like, okay,
it also finally like made it more. Not that the original game really needed a reason to have them go undetected on that ship, because none of that game made a whole lot of practical sense.
No, that's true.
But in this one, at the very least, like, there's a whole bunch of Shinra employees. It's an entire cruise ship packed full of people. It's a little more believable that, and Shinra did know they were there. They were just kind of tolerating them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes more sense to have them on, like, a boat full of people going incognito.
Yeah. Unlike a commercial liner rather than just, like, a Shinra freighter.
Right. It appears to be a machine life form that has adapted. And there's the thing too, like they have like the Gelnika ships and like an airship. Why would they need to transport goods via boat?
That's true, yeah. I like that. There were some things that you kind of just didn't question in the old game, and it's like, okay, this is fine, and there's probably just a lot about this world we don't know about.
Yeah, right.
But they explain a lot of it, like in the Chadley reports and stuff, and like when you visit the Life Springs, there's a lot of lore that like, oh, this actually makes sense. I know I talked about that a little bit the last time. But...
Oh, she can do the 9S thing.
No, she's getting hacked right now.
Oh, fuck, never mind. No, this is actually like cancer to them.
This is... Oh, speaking of cancer, I gotta make an appointment with my doctor because.
Oh God.
I mean, just stomach stuff, but.
Oh, okay.
I know it's like my shits have been weird for like the past while, like weeks on end. God. And
that'll alarm you a little bit.
A little bit, and I know like younger men, like colon cancer is becoming so much more prevalent. Like
really.
So yeah, it used to be like hey, it's kind of it's an old person disease. Oh no, it's
I know.
Whatever. It's something's gonna get us in the edge,
That's right.
But
might as well be my ass.
And the thing is, here's the thing about colon cancer: is caught early, it is like so treatable.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's extremely treatable. So a lot of times the symptoms will be pretty much nothing, but that's why you get tested based on if there's history.
Oh yeah. I've had my weird medical thing for the last couple of weeks is I've had like kind of this lightheaded, like a medicine head sensation, Like if you ever like slam cold medicine and you just kind of feel not quite drunk, but your head is light and it's not like dizziness or like you're gonna fall down, but the feeling I'm describing, right?
Yeah, it's there's a term for it. I mean, there's also like a medical like being somnolent, basically, but it's kind of feeling like you're not all there. What's the word I'm thinking of? You're just fuzzy.
Hazy.
You're fuzzy.
Yeah, kind of. It sort of felt like kind of like a vertigo sort of sensation, but again, not like nausea, not like I'm gonna fall over. It's more just like extra aware of my headspace. But I checked it out with my doctor yesterday, and my inner ear was kind of swollen. So I'm not.
Oh, okay.
She didn't call it like an infection, but it was more just like probably my sinuses are gonna be extra shitty this year. I guess.
Just this year in general, like.
Yeah. So, like, I've just been kind of powering through that, but then like today, it's like shit. I don't recall if I've ever had an ear infection before, but today, like, as I was sitting in my office, my ear just starts throbbing. I'm like, okay, there it is.
Ear pain is the worst too. It's painful.
Yeah. Well, it's not even necessarily pain. It was just like a pulsing, and so. Yeah, I've got to slam a whole bunch of allergen stuff. You and I. Okay, so catch me up here. I wasn't paying close enough attention last time. Why'd she kill her?
To be asked her to.
Okay. I know
because she was
2B was
infected
like
with the
kind of walking
virus.
around exploding.
Yeah, she was infected with the logic virus from the machines.
Oh, okay.
So she knew she was beyond help. And 2B kind of gave her memories. So A2 has 2B's memories now. And that's what you hear sometimes when you're like in the hacking space.
Uh-huh.
Is you heard like the commander and 2B talking like, "Hey, we're going to call you 2B from now on."
Okay.
So apparently she had a different name.
Speaking of the logic virus, did you fucking see that? Oh Jesus, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Fucking Casey Anthony is now a TikTok influencer for legal advice.
Why is it always the most ironic fucking thing?
Right?
Like, like
well, I guess she made this video where she's like, "It's time for me to rise above this," and it's like, dude, you fucking killed a baby, dude.
Seriously.
There's not too many like pop culture legal cases that I get really invested in, but I was like, how in the hell?
Also, I'll let you choose. Do I continue with A2 or do I go to 9S?
Do you eventually have to do both?
Yes.
Start with 9S.
All right.
I'm back. We'll finish with the hotness.
It's just like fucking. Ugh. That's so messed up.
It is, and she's like framing it like, you know,
taking back her life and taking
this
back
huge
control
injustice, and so this qualifies me to speak about matters of the law.
What was she got off scot-free pretty much?
She literally, like in her opening, said that I have been involved with legal affairs since 2011. Yeah, when you fucking murdered your child and got away with it. Jesus Christ.
Casey Anthony, please help. I need legal advice. I may have accidentally killed my child. Oh, I've been there. Allegedly.
I like him better with the bandana.
Yeah, so do I. He looks, I don't know. Of course, he looks young no matter what. But he looks like a child without the bandana.
Yeah, right.
Oh, 2B's dead. I'm gonna kill all the machines. Yeah, okay. You do that.
Didn't he not have a body the last time we saw him?
No, he fell down a bridge. He was going after A2. Yeah, he saw 2B get murdered, and he went nuts.
That's right. Yeah.
And then the tower came out of nowhere and destroyed the bridge.
Like they do.
Proposal. A word of appreciation is appropriate.
Damn pod.
Thanks.
You get nothing.
So.
You get nothing from me.
Apparently.
The shorts were a choice.
Yeah. I mean, they could be much shorter.
Yeah. But like, you know, the shorts with the high socks, like that's a very it's a very particular look, but I couldn't tell you exactly what look it is.
Yeah, very boyish.
Yeah, right.
A little Forrest Gumpy, but like
Forrest Gump. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
9S is Goth Forrest Gump. These two, by the way, were very important in NieR Replicant, or just NieR.
Oh, is that right?
Well, I won't spoil it, but yeah, they were.
Wait, NieR Replicant, that's the one that came out after this, right?
It did, but it's a remake of NieR.
Really?
Yeah, so in Japan...
okay.
In Japan, 2 versions came out. On the Xbox 360...
Right, Macho Man and, like, more traditional JRPG protagonist version?
Basically. So, and all we got was the Macho Man. Which was the Xbox version over in Japan. So, depending on what version you play, it was either like Yona, the person you're trying to save, is your daughter,
or your sister,
or your sister.
Okay,
yeah,
that's right. I remember.
And NieR Replicant, you know, now we get like the version most people played in Japan because you know who had an Xbox in Japan.
About 30,000 people.
But yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay. Now what do I do?
Thank you, weird Eskimo.
Basically.
Like, all the clothing choices in this game are really out there. These people live next to a fucking desert. She's fucking wearing a parka.
I mean, that's, you know, I guess you want to cover your skin from the sun. and then
But why
it gets
in
really
a
cold
wool
in the
blanket?
desert. I mean, if it is wool, yeah, that is a choice.
They like the pain. Heat stroke.
At least they feel something, yeah.
Yeah, right. We would feel anything, even if that anything is heat stroke. What the fuck is that?
More phallus imagery from the machines.
Is this Final Fantasy 16 now?
Oh yeah, you're right with the crystal at the end.
That.
Did you do the DLC in that game?
I did the Omega DLC, and I don't know how far, but I'm a couple hours into the Leviathan one. I don't have Leviathan yet.
If you're a couple hours into the Leviathan one, then you're almost done with it.
Oh, okay.
It's not super long. It's a really self-contained story, but it's good.
It definitely seems longer than the first one.
Oh yeah, without question. But I would say if the tower took you 2 to 3 hours,
yeah, it took me probably 3 hours.
Then Leviathan's going to take you 5 to 6.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably like 3 hours in.
Okay. And there's lots of like side stuff you can do with it too. It's nice.
And that's the thing. It's like I got to the side stuff, and it's just like, oh, how long is this? I was wondering, because you get to the town, and then it seems like there's a lot to do. Yeah, this is the part of the game where the machines just really decide to have fun with you.
Oh, good. Hey, what's up, Sparks?
Sparks.
We're doing good tonight. Max has potential crippling stomach issues, and I have an inner ear infection, so we're all doing great.
There's no reason for anything they do.
Oh, I guess they're gonna make me do this.
I'm just gonna throw something at it. Oh man, so you've been working like what, 8 days straight now?
Oh yeah, I didn't work today. So
Good.
Today was my first day off in a while, but it was Monday through Monday. And some of those, I had 1 6-hour shift on Thursday, but otherwise it's been 8 and 12-hour shifts. And Saturday and Sunday was like 2 back-to-back 12s. That sucked. Oh.
Sparks, OMG, go sleep. He will, when I let him.
I need that money though. No, I got some pretty good. Weirdly, even though I gave myself diarrhea, like I got some pretty good sleep last night. Well, I told you that was what I was gonna do because a lot of these symptoms I'm having are just constipation.
Oh, okay.
So I downed a bottle of McStutterson to turn my guts into goo, and and I had a little something before I went to bed, like after about 2 hours of waiting, and it's like okay. And then I woke up at around 4 a.m. and I was just like, oh. And I forgot. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, thank God that I wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna let a fart out or something, because no, it was not a fart.
I won't go into too much detail, but I'm skinny now.
I forgot there's a big difference between loose stool and diarrhea.
Oh yeah.
And, I forgot
Sparks,
what
that's
the
one way to
latter.
reverse things. Dude, you know what keeps me nice and regular?
What's that?
Have you ever drank Ollie Pop?
Yes, I have. A probiotic soda?
Yeah, with like 30% of your daily fiber.
Oh, does it? Jeez,
yeah.
Okay.
No joke. Like that's one area where I've always struggled is getting enough fiber, but those things help.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh,
we're literally old men now.
Did I tell you this last time about Slice soda? That it was this is a soda from like the 80s that is come back recently but rebranded as a health soda.
Slice. I don't remember Slice. I remember Squirt.
And Squirt's pretty good too, but
I like Squirt.
Squirt's good with like tacos. That's just like the soda you have to have with Mexican food.
Wait, I always get Squirt and Fresca. Fresca's the grapefruit one, right?
Yeah, Fresca's the grapefruit.
Okay.
Squirt, I think, is also it's either grapefruit or just straight lemon, but I think it's grapefruit.
Okay, and are they both 0 calories, or is that just Fresca?
No, Fresca's 0 calories. Squirt is like regular soda.
Okay, I like Fresca better, but I still like Squirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What?
Squirt is like Fresca
You still
with
be
more
friends?
taste. Hey, no, I was a big Fresca fiend back in like high school. Fan. I mean, I wrote in a poetry slam. I wrote a quick little ditty called "Ode to Fresca."
How did I not know this?
It's a little, it's a little embarrassing.
Oh my god.
What is this? But it was, oh, they're being attacked.
But before this episode started, Sparks Max was like, huh, no matter how many times I delete Xbox off my PC, Microsoft says I just have to have it. And we just started like riffing on this like ultra conservative dad who like, you know, controls his kids every facet, and like they asked for a PlayStation for Christmas. No, goddammit, we're an Xbox family. You play your Xbox. That's what Microsoft is doing. Play your goddamn Xbox.
Dad, I saw Halo on a PlayStation. No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
It's fake news.
It's fake news. Who told you that shit?
It's the damn Sony-controlled media.
Accurate. All right, where are we going now?
Let's see. Well, we gotta get those keys for the tower. So they put up these big old other towers.
You know, I gotta say, having now watched you go through what I assume is, what, probably 75-80% of this game?
Yeah, that's about accurate.
That is popular as 2B is in like pop culture and like cosplay and everything. I assume she would be like 75 to 80% of who you control in this game. But I feel like 9S's scenario has been substantially longer overall. Or you've spent more time as 9S.
You spend a lot of time as 9S, like, because also the whole, like, third scenario, 2B isn't in it. And
right,
so, yeah, you do spend a lot more time as 9S. It's I'm trying to think if there's another game. There's a few like that where it's just like, this person's the main character, and, you know.
Like, it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid 2, where, like, I thought I was getting Snake, and instead I got Raiden.
Oh, that's true. And that was definitely, like, their intent, right? Like,
yeah, they, like,
Snake
even
was
altered the
popular.
trailers to, like,
oh,
put
yeah,
Snake in
that's
Raiden's
right.
place, yeah.
They straight up lied to us.
Yep. Dude, we've got to
again,
freaking do a Metal Gear on this channel.
You got to do that shit.
I've been gaming since 2017 on YouTube and not done Metal Gear.
I mean, that is true. Like, that is one of, like, the core franchises when it comes to, like, narrative and storytelling. So, a little surprising, but I never really
feel
played
like
those
I will
games
choke
growing
under
up.
pressure in those games. I mean, not that it matters. They're not overly difficult games by any stretch, unless you're going for like absolutely perfect stealth, which on a Let's Play we wouldn't be.
The first game, though, like, isn't it important to be stealthy a lot of the time?
Yeah, I mean, in all of them it is. But
but in the first game, you kind of, you weren't. I know you can't go in guns blazing into any of the games, but like the first game, I remember that you had, wasn't it like you had limited ammo?
Yeah.
The gunplay kind of sucked.
It did. It was just like point your character in the direction of your enemy and press square.
Yeah. And make
that's true. But I mean, it also the first one forced you into combat more than the others.
Yeah. Okay.
There were like a couple unavoidable sequences and like boss fights where it was straight up like, nope, stealth isn't an option. Throw grenades at them.
Throw grenades.
That was the tank boss fight. The Ocelot fight was, I mean, that was early enough in the game where it wasn't too big of a deal, but could be kind of annoying. Vulcan Raven, I remember being a huge pain in the ass. His second form, not the tank one. Trying to think of what else. The liquid fight was oh, and then there was like the torture sequence in that game, which they detect if you're using an auto fire controller, but like the only way to actually beat it is with an auto fire controller. Like my thumb would almost break trying to do that.
So what would they do if you were using auto fire?
They would automatically kill you.
Oh, they wouldn't even say, "Oh, you're a cheater" or something. They would tell you why. Okay.
It was like one of those things where they broke the fourth wall. Ocelot just goes, "Hey, don't let me catch you using an auto fire controller." Like, oh shit, what?
What? But
not
also
the Psycho
like
Mantis fight where he reads your memory card.
You like to play Castlevania.
That's right. I wonder. I have the remaster collection on Steam. I wonder what they do for that sequence without a memory card to read. Maybe it picks up on like if you have other Konami games installed on your Steam account or something.
However much I doubt that, I would love that. That would be so cool.
Because I do know it's pretty much... It was criticized for being pretty much a straight port, so maybe it's just like one of those things where it's not in there.
Yeah, or it doesn't make sense. They just choose one thing.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, you like to play Castlevania, do you?
No. I think I'm on the wrong
what gave you
side.
that idea?
No, I'm not on the wrong side. I could just... Whatcha! There we go.
Writing? I can't read it.
Exit you.
Writing is an ancient language.
Right?
It kind of does look like, yeah, you're...
Exit you.
Okay, then.
Like if I were just walking by really fast and not paying attention. Oh, okay, exit you.
An exit is you.
An exit is you. Shine yet.
And that's good Red Bull.
Oh, there's another thing I've got to do is like cut back on my caffeine.
Dude,
especially in the evening.
I stopped drinking energy drinks like pretty much after college, and I only started back up like a couple years ago. A couple years ago.
Made of machines.
And
On the inside.
I kind of wish I had it because now it's just like so easy just to be like, I'm really fucking tired. I need a Red Bull.
I just need a Red Bull.
I need a fucking Red Bull.
I guess if you're gonna drink one, like the smaller cans of Red Bulls, those aren't bad for you, especially the sugar-free ones.
Yeah, but I totally will drink like 3 in a week or something. I mean, those Red Bull blue cans, so tasty.
They are tasty. I hate how good Red Bull tastes. Because they can easily become just like candy, and the next thing you know, you're dying.
Which is what yeah, seriously. There's what do you call it? The eating recovery center. One of the locations just got a Panera Bread like downstairs, and
nice.
Do you know Panera Bread has like
those like wildly caffeinated teas?
They do have the super caffeinated lemonade, and that's the thing. Is like a lot of the other nurses like get that every couple hours because there's an unlimited sip club.
Oh god!
And every 2 hours you can get a free drink. And
Panera Bread is like
do.
the most insidious restaurant. They like market themselves as pure health food, but a lot of what they're selling you is trying to kill you.
Right. Quickly or down the line, yeah.
Right? It's like, hey, 100 calories for a bowl of soup as long as you get like the 3-ounce cup and don't ever touch a bread bowl. And then suddenly it's like 1,200 calories. Like, hey, it's okay. You can balance it out with this, fresh squeezed organic lemonade with
we added
160 milligrams of caffeine and 28.5 ounces of sugar.
Machines can't feel pain.
It's delicious. Yeah, I know. I gotta say, I love Panera, but like,
so do I.
They're so yummy, but holy crap, they are the most like two-faced corporation of a.
I mean, it's all in their imagery that it's just like, man, eat here every day and you'll be the picture of health.
Yeah, right. Do something good for your body by killing it.
Now, you know something that
Diet
is like
Panera.
really tasty. Have you had the berry fresca from Chipotle? Because they have those fountain drinks now, like not soda, but like.
Why is Fresca coming back so hard tonight?
But not like a fresca. A fresca is in I don't know what a fresca actually is, but it's a fresca. It's some kind of refreshing drink. By the way, this section would be a lot longer if I hadn't already gotten all the treasure.
Oh, nice.
Basically, I'm just making my way to the elevators.
There you go.
You get a lot of like old world intel in these towers. So it tells you stuff about like the previous NieR game.
Oh,
you get you kind of get some history there.
Oh, the fuck is that boy? He's dead now. Good God.
These guys are starting to take like more than one hit.
Yeah, I know. Look at them try.
Look at them try. They'll still die, but look at them try. Oh, one of these times, once I beat this game, I do have to show you some of the DLC, because there's like Colosseums. And yeah, the one that I was trying to do because it gives you that item that can level you down is just impossible.
Oh, really?
Once they're at level 130, and you can only go up to 99. 130 is a huge difference. It's fucking stupid how strong they are, and you can only get hit once.
Oh shit!
Because even if you max out your HP and stuff with chips and everything,
Yeah.
and max out your defense, it's still one hit.
Oh
Like-
my god. Sparks writes, now I want both Chipotle and Panera. You guys are killing me. I hate when I do that. Like, I'm ready to go to bed, and you know, I've done good in my eating today, and then like I'll just see like a random like recipe or food video on YouTube. It's like, yeah, I'll watch that before bed. Fuck, I'm so hungry.
Oh man, you should start watching those Disney food blog things.
Oh, I
and
hate
they
that
tell you-
shit, man.
They tell you like what's in season and everything, and it's just like, oh.
That's infuriating.
All right.
When's the last time you were at
That's-
Disney, by the way?
It's been a little bit. 2022, I think it was.
Okay. Because obviously we're going in 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
what was I gonna say?
When's the last
how
time
much
you all
how
were
much is
there?
it to build a lightsaber these days?
Like
That-
close to $100. I think it's like maybe it's like $90 something.
Really?
Because you did that the last time you were there, right?
I did, but now I've got to do it with Michael because he's old
Oh
enough.
yeah.
If so, that's actually
It is
cheaper than the
this
last time I was
Padawan's
there.
time. Oh, then I'm probably wrong. Don't
Oh,
don't
okay.
trust me. That is good Red Bull though.
Send you a droid, Sparks? Yeah, sure. What kind of droid? Whoa.
You know, I
Smuggling
still
some-
haven't went to Galaxy's Edge,
contraband droids.
but when we went there the first time, it was actually opening weekend. They did not have. They had Smuggler's Run open. We gonna do A2 or continue in 9S?
So I don't know like how many scenarios or whatever each of them has, so I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I think it's at A2.
They look
Yep.
like A2. Issue detected in your conversational functionality. Wanted to go to Galaxy's Edge for ages. I haven't been to Disney since I went with marching band in high school. Okay, so
Oh.
yeah, like I went to Disney apparently, like I don't remember it super well when I was really young.
Yeah.
And then not again until I was 30 with my
Oh,
with
so
my
which
boys.
was the last time you went? Yeah.
Yeah, so 2019 was the last time we were there, and now going again now that Michael's old enough to remember it.
Nice. So 20. Let's see.
No shorts though.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. You've been to Galaxy's Edge because you built a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite part the last time you went?
So easy.
Because it's different with kids, you know.
It
you know,
is.
for us, it was just, let's.
The resistance.
Well, so
Kinda do
like
what we
my
wanna do
favorite
and-
part for myself, like the thing that I most enjoyed was honestly just like Epcot, like walking around like all the different like food pavilions and everything.
Yeah, me too, man. I love
It's-
it.
It was just yummy and it was kind of neat. It was relaxing. It was slower paced. But I think like my overall favorite thing, I don't know, it was probably like just the kid stuff and just watching Connor lose his mind over things. Animal Kingdom was really cool. Like they Michael was obviously a baby at the time.
Yeah.
But you know, like he would perk up for all the animals and everything, and
Aw.
Connor just loved that.
And they had like, I'm kind of impressed. I'm not even into Avatar that much. Like Last Airbender, yes, but the James Cameron stuff, like, the movie itself was like beautiful. Obviously, like it's still one of the prettiest looking movies there is.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You
I
know,
haven't
I'm just
seen Way of Water yet.
No, neither have I.
I assume it doesn't look worse than the original.
No, I would want to see it for the spectacle. I kind of want to. It's like either I see it in theaters or I kind of want to wait until I have an OLED TV because I
was
just
gonna
feel
say,
like
get your ass over here and we'll watch it
that's
with
true,
OLED and
yeah.
surround sound.
that shit is gonna pop. But anyway, even though I'm not that into Avatar, like what they did for the Pandora or the Floating Isles, whatever they are, like it looks really cool in the Animal Kingdom. Like it's just I don't know, like they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did the ride because it's
We
usually like a
didn't,
really
no.
long wait. Okay, It's
like
fun.
so the rides that we took Connor on at that age were like I think the most like intense one was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, gotcha.
And we did like It's a Small World about like 50 times because he loved that.
That's like a, I don't know, almost like a trope. Like, oh, kids will love It's a Small World, but I never really believed it. I thought they'd be terrified of it.
You know, like I remember as a kid, like when I was on it seemed like very surreal to me. And as an adult, it's like, okay, yeah, the puppets are dancing. But no, Connor loved it.
Yeah, okay. I just think of that Simpsons episode where they drink the
Duff beer
drinks
for me.
the water at Duff World.
Yeah,
Duff beer for me, Duff beer for you.
I'll have a Duff. You'll have one too. That was great. Did she just go into a vending machine? Absolutely, Sparks. Destroy Pascal.
Have I destroyed Pascal? I think I have destroyed Pascal.
Oh, God. I thought you were trying to tell him what to do. No, this is like an internal dilemma she's having. He's like, why are you taking so long to answer?
One of these days I'll get all the endings in this game, but not today.
It's one of the endings where you kill him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
And it's not like a choice you make and then the rest of the game is like, oh, there's no Pascal. Like literally,
Get him go.
It's just like, hey, the machines got really pissed and revolted or something.
He just entered into orbit is what he did.
I'm just this time playing. I'm not gonna worry about the chips so much. You know what? That's a lie. That's a damn lie.
That's a goddamn lie.
I'm gonna fucking do it right now. It's bothering me a little too much. No, I don't care about story. Let me trade my chips in. Okay. I'm gonna talk to see an enemy over here. Oh yeah, this is the first time they're meeting for a while.
Hey, nice shirt.
I think there is a lot of optional story here that's just reading, so I will not do that. It literally takes like 20 minutes to read it all. But you can learn about A2's past.
Oh,
basically, she was, dropped with an enemy and a whole bunch of other Yorha units.
Yeah.
And because an enemy is like secretly a Yorha unit. But yeah, they had a mission and it was pretty much like a suicide mission, and Command knew that, and things got really fucked up and most people succumbed to like a virus.
Lovely.
And yeah, there might be more to it, but yeah, so that's why A2's like
more too. You guess you'd have to watch.
Actually, that was literally not. That's more like I can't remember.
Oh,
if there's more to it, but no, I don't think it really plays into the story all that much.
Gotcha. Oh, but man,
yeah, this is.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say this is why you have to keep Pascal alive, is because you need to get a fuel filter from him, and so.
Oh, okay. If you killed him, you're just shit out of luck, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't we just see him enter the stratosphere though? Like, how are we gonna catch him?
Nah, he's fine.
He's fine.
Just went back to his village.
Oh, he went back to his home planet. Oh shit. No, having now finished Metaphor, dude, you gotta play that game.
Oh yeah. I mean, even just like the fighting system. I mean, not like outside of the narrative, it sounded like a lot of fun. I am definitely down to get into some job class building.
Yeah. I mean, the gameplay is awesome. I never really got bored with the combat. It was always a lot of fun. There's enough variety in the job class system that, and then every single enemy that you hunt or is more complicated than just like a regular encounter.
Yeah.
Like the game really goes out of its way to be like, hey, you should gain intel on this enemy and figure out what abilities and job classes you should have equipped before you go fight them, because it could mean the difference between they one-hit kill you or, you one-hit kill them.
Okay. I heard like near the end of the game that there's other missions you can do that are optional, but that are like really difficult and kind of
Yes.
stretch your. Okay. Which I'm
Although
always
you
down
do get
for.
pretty OP near the end. If you do a lot of optional stuff, which, I mean, it's an Atlas game, so of course you're going to do all the optional stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, once you start mastering some of the upper tier job classes, yeah. There's not a whole lot of ordinary enemies that'll stand in your way. And then I over-leveled, too. Like some of the... There's a hard mode that's, like, super challenging that you can go through for your New Game Plus. But, like, I over-leveled to the degree where the optional bosses in the normal game, like, I still had to think about them, but I was in no real danger of dying.
Okay. You didn't find yourself, like, grinding too much in the game?
No, I grinded a lot. Like,
okay.
It can be a very grind-heavy game.
Okay, gotcha.
If there's one, like, chief criticism I have of it, it's, it definitely encourages you to grind a bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Especially for money. Like, until maybe 3/4 of the way through the game, money can be really tight unless you grind.
Gotcha.
And so the way to grind money in that game is you equip what is called the merchant job class, and then you go around the overworld, and you basically have to level up your character until they're 3 or more levels higher than the enemies that are walking around the dungeon. And then once you're 3 levels or above, you can do like in Persona 5 and just kill them instantly. You don't have to go into a turn-based battle with them.
Yeah.
You can kill them on the overworld map. And then you just keep doing that. You like run courses around a dungeon, killing a whole bunch of enemies, and you're just like racking up EXP and, more importantly, money to get yourself the gear that you need.
That was a good quality of life thing they did, because in the original like Persona 5, you had Ryuji's instant kill thing, but you wouldn't get experience or money. It would just be like, hey, these things are beneath you now. So, and it was like, I'd kind of like to get something, like at least the money for it or something. And they fixed that in Royal, and it sounds like. Yeah.
So you still get the EXP. Like, eventually you level up enough where the enemies give you very little EXP. But, you're killing them at such a rate that it still adds up. And then, of course, what you're really there for is the money. And sometimes like items too. So like if you equip the merchant class, you get a whole bunch of money for killing enemies. If you equip one of the thief classes, then you are almost guaranteed to get item drops. So some of them can be like weapons and armor, which is really nice because it saves you from having to buy them. But then they also give you stuff that you can sell in shops for a lot of cash. So yeah. So thief is good, merchant is good, and you'll, like, basically once you've beat a dungeon, they always give the option to leave right away or explore more. You just hit, I want to explore more, and then you just keep running laps around the dungeon.
Make laps.
Yeah, so, like, once you go to, like, a save area or the, like, dungeon entrance, you can save your game and then go back in, and all of the enemies will have respawned. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's not like grinding as in doing hundreds of turn-based battles that all take like 3 or 4 minutes each, but it is kind of just like mindlessly running around a dungeon, slaughtering enemies, and picking up a lot of like gold experience, Magla, which is, I always call it Maga. It's how you level up your job classes.
Speaking of that, not the leveling up job class, it's more the MAGA. I know you were saying that the story of the game is like very topical.
It is,
and it's almost just like, okay, did they do this like because of obviously a very American centric view, but thinking it that way, but it is like, there's some weird parallels here,
Some like really weird, like some of the things that the villain in that game says are almost like verbatim GOP talking points. And, I know the Japanese aren't like super invested in American politics or anything like that. And in fact, try to avoid engaging politically with us. But,
yeah.
or I don't know, like, as condescending as this probably sounds, the other very realistic possibility is just like they wrote like the most stereotypical like evil power politics kind of character they could, and that just happens to be what's prevailing in our country right now.
I mean, that's definitely possible, where it's just like, okay, make them like very dictator-like.
Yeah, so like essentially, like the main villain's philosophy in this game is that the strong have to consume the weak. Like he envisions a world where like everyone's merit is what makes them either a survivor or someone who just like gets fed into the machine, essentially. And that's his whole view, is that like if you're strong, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna love my world. But it's always at the expense of the weak. The weak get destroyed. The weak get consumed, and yeah.
Gotcha.
It is very Trumpian, but like where he only sees value in people who have wealth.
But you're well, the story ended up being, you enjoyed it.
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
And like by the end of the game, it's like it's a super like if you do like all the side quest things and like build relationships with the other characters and everything, you can build the main character into like a super like positive anti-Trump kind of character. It's
okay,
cool.
All right.
Yeah.
It's also like, I think you might have talked about this before, at least just a little bit I've seen, that he seems like he doesn't have much of a personality, but I don't know if that's something that changes or if it's just, maybe the beginning of the game.
I mean, it's really, you kind of juxtapose your personality onto him, really.
Oh, okay.
Like, he has a lot more dialogue than Joker did in Persona 5. But
Gotcha.
A lot of it is, in response to other things that are happening around him. Essentially, what you do is, like, you build him into the, like, ideal king, which is kind of neat.
Gotcha.
That's what the game is all about, this contest for the throne. And so you're building him to, like, the perfect politician. It's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I have the freaking demo, and I'm only, like, an hour into the demo, and I know, like, it's a pretty meaty demo, so...
It's a pretty damn meaty game.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
But it's also just like, I got so much... Like, game-wise, I have so much on my plate. Like, it's, and it's, I've been a little busy with, like, work and stuff lately, because I really need to get some money. But,
Get that money.
Get that money. Is this the way to the forest?
You're in a fucking forest.
No, this is not. This is the way I came. But yeah, also just my game library. Like, fuck. I got some stuff I need to work on, and fucking Sea of Stars. I know. Although I know we said that maybe we would do like multiplayer on that.
Dude,
but
we gotta finish that game co-op.
Yeah. Let's see.
We're only like 10% of the way through it at this point on our Play the Hits playthrough. So.
Wait, seriously?
No, maybe a little bit more, but still.
I was about to say, like, damn, that's a long game then. I thought it was like a 30-hour game.
It's about a 40-hour RPG.
Okay.
Granted, we're doing it on New Game Plus, so it's not going to be that long.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that.
But yeah, we should definitely co-op it for the rest of the series.
No, this is definitely the way I came, so I'm going to go this way. Or, you know what? No, I could just fucking transport. We're just going to go to the forest center. There we go.
I love the vending machine teleportation.
It's a weird game. I put Yoko Taro kind of up there with Kojima when it comes to not necessarily the impact that their games have made, but just their minds being just a little fucked up,
Yeah.
Kojima definitely makes worlds that are like, huh, okay. This certainly goes by its own rules, doesn't it?
Yeah, we do have to play Metal Gear.
We do. Are we gonna do it like? Do you want to do fucking chronological and play like 3 first, or no? First of all,
I mean,
are you gonna
like,
check
I don't
out
know,
Delta when it comes out?
3 and the original are the best ones, so I'd be down for anything. You know, I kind of want to wait for 3 until Delta comes out. Like, I'd love to do.
I was wondering.
Like,
yeah,
we could maybe do like the first one, you know, in all of its PS1 glory, and then go into Delta
okay.
with like cutting edge 4K graphics. Have you seen the
I'm
trailers
wondering-
for that? By the way, that is looking beautiful.
I have seen the trailers because it's just like, oh, okay, that's the whole game there, huh? But
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
it's shot for shot the PS2 game as far as like the cutscenes go. It's just
Yeah.
they look so damn good.
it looks good, you know. Yeah, they did a good job, and you know, I think it's probably the best move, you know, to not like do a remake. That this is like a remaster in every way, but I mean, I guess you could say it's a remake because it's not an upres, obviously.
Uh-huh.
This is
Oh yeah,
This
no,
is,
it's definitely way more than a remaster. That's for damn sure.
yeah.
It's like Silent Hill 2 levels of remake, but it seems like they changed less in this one than they did Silent Hill 2.
Yes,
But
I mean,
you know,
it
the
pretty
game's
much
also not
seems
out,
like-
so who knows? I guess we'll see.
I mean that's true. Although like not developers, but like people, they've been giving demos of the game to journalists for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
Like they've had vertical slices of this game for a while, and people who've played it have said like, yeah, this is the fucking original game,
Okay.
just with really good graphics.
Okay.
Like,
I'm down with that. That's one way to do a remake, and
yeah,
you know, that's kind of more of what I wish they'd done with FF7. So I'm not going to complain
Yeah.
about that.
I get you.
Oh, Sparks writes, have you ever watched Babylon 5? Seems like a show you'd enjoy. I have not actually. I'm aware of it.
Neither have I. I don't remember what that is. It just sounds familiar to me.
I know it's sci-fi.
Is it an animated or is it
No, it's live action. I can't remember though. Is that the one with the Borgs?
I mean, Borgs are in Star Trek,
Star
and
Trek,
then
never mind.
for some reason, I wonder if you're thinking of Battlestar Galactica with
Oh, you know what? I think you're
the-
right. The big metal dudes.
yeah, what the Scions? They're not Klingons. They're not fucking Scion cars. There's
Sparks writes it's a lot of diplomacy. Okay, interesting. Yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm
it's
always
like
down
if
to
you're
find
into
a
like
new
the
sci-fi series.
prequels and stuff, but of like Star Wars, that might be right up your alley.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, I think Revenge of the Sith is back in theaters next month.
Oh, really?
It's 20-year anniversary. Fuck.
God, we're fucking old. That's right.
I
Yeah, it would be. It was our
know,
senior
that's
year of high school that came out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I went to a midnight showing and took the next day off school. That was
Ah,
nice.
sweet.
Sparks writes
Also-
aliens and politics. Yeah, okay, I could get into Babylon 5 then.
Okay.
Why did he do that?
The machine life form, Pascal, has
I think he went to go make that filter.
Oh, and just came back right away. He didn't go make shit. He had that in his pocket.
Just like seeing me dance, don't you, Pascal?
The world has very different degrees of robots.
Mhm.
Here, are you like one of those bowling ball robots that can barely move? You know those hot naked Asian chick robots.
Also, A2 doesn't look like this all the time. I wonder if I messed something up with the costume. Usually she has just
No,
a
I think you
little
did
bit.
just fine.
She has a little bit more on the top. This is usually what she looks like after she explodes.
That's
Oh,
fine.
Whatever.
I'm good with
Maybe
it.
it's like if I play as 9S again or something. I don't know. It'll go back. Oh,
Sparks writes, there's
Okay,
one
have to-
character in Babylon 5 that I know you'll absolutely love. Wait, no, there are at least a dozen you'll love. Okay. I'm guessing Sparks likes Babylon 5.
I'm sure it's something that was on Sci-Fi back in the day.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when that came out. Was that the 90s?
Oh, it was no. I think it was early 2000s.
Early aughts? Okay.
but like, or because it could be the late 90s. Because what I remember, yeah, that was like right around the time. Like, I think I was in middle school.
Life forms detected.
What did that thing think it was going to do?
I don't
Showing up to
know.
the village by itself. Oh, man. Yeah, no, like, the late 90s, early 2000s was, like, there was such a glut of sci-fi shows. Like when you think about like the X-Files, Star
Oh,
Trek
yeah.
Next Generation, Babylon 5, what was the one that you were just saying?
Not Farscape, but there was Farscape. Star Trek. There was Battlestar Galactica. Who was the person? He would always leap to another dimension. Oh, there was Sliders, but that's not even what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Did you ever watch Sliders?
No, I never saw Sliders. I saw the very few episodes of oh fuck, what's it called? It got canceled right after like its first season. Firefly, yeah, Firefly was good.
Firefly is still fucking awesome. I love it.
You know, I don't know how that series like didn't get picked up by another network.
You know what? Because I think they kind of blew it too early. They were like, well, fuck, I guess we're gonna. This is before Netflix was even on the horizon.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
like, well, we have to finish this story, so let's make a movie. And the movie didn't like wrap
Quantum Leap,
everything
that's
up.
right, Sparks.
Quantum Leap, okay. But the movie didn't wrap things up necessarily, like, but it did a lot, and it actually killed a couple of the main characters. So
Okay.
The show wouldn't have been the same without those actors.
Yeah, that's true.
And so they did continue the story, but in comic form.
Scott Bakula, who went on to star in Star Trek Enterprise. Oh yeah, that's right. And there were like 10 different Star Trek series at that time too. Not just the Next Generation. I watched a lot of Next Generation.
Next Generation is the best one. I don't care what anyone says.
It is, yeah, absolutely. And it was
TNG
all
is the
because
best.
of Picard. I mean, it was all. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
Picard's
just
great.
a good show. With good characters,
Kirk
good writing.
Picard's ass. No, I do like Captain Picard, and just the whole show was good. It was and it's just like, that was the crew I could like. That was my Star Trek crew. I could relate to them.
Absolutely. Right.
And
it's kind of like which Doctor Who is your doctor, you know?
sort of, yeah. Like Deep Space Nine, what was the other one? Voyager. Voyager was okay because it had like an overarching story of trying to get back to Earth kind of thing. But just the individual stories, like TNG had it.
I get Voyager and Enterprise confused in my head because I didn't really watch either of them.
Enterprise is the slightly newer one. That was from like the early 2010s, I think. Or maybe like 2009 or something. But yeah, Enterprise came out like a decade or two later than Deep Space Nine and TNG and Voyager. But yeah, that late 90s or even mid 90s and early 2000s was a lot more. They greenlit a lot more sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, they really did. Like I feel like even in the age of Netflix and a million other streaming services, we do not have like the sheer variety of sci-fi anymore.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's similar in like number, but it's all split. Like a lot of things play it safe these days, and you don't have like all these. You don't have a whole lot of sci-fi shows that like really enter the mainstream, like say X-Files did or Star Trek, where a lot of people are just talking about it. And you have
those were
trying
good
to
times.
think. Yeah, there's like thrillers. People are like, "Oh my god, did you see Haunted House or Hill House or whatever?"
Yeah, I will say I think today there are a ton of horror and like soft horror series that have kind of replaced the sci-fi glut.
I mean, we go through our phases, I guess.
We do as a culture.
Westerns were like literally a whole genre of movies, and now there are zero.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, a Western comes out, and it's like, oh, this is weird. Like,
I think, I don't know. Westerns were one of those things where it was like exclusively made by the greatest generation, like after World War II.
Yeah.
And so
You're right.
It was very like this pastoral, idyllic view of, like American frontier life. And so I think post 1960s, like no one had a taste for that anymore.
No, it's just the
and
people
so like
watching
even if a
it would
Western
have
does
kept
come out
shrinking.
today, it's got to be like a more cynical, like Red Dead Redemption kind of take on it.
Yeah, either that or it's just like, wow, we're really paying homage to this, and wow, this is like a time capsule of a bygone era or something.
Yeah, right. I mean, when Pirates of the Caribbean came out, like when was the last fucking pirate movie that ever existed? And so yeah,
That's true.
You can do revivals. and like put like a different spin on it. But yeah.
Although I feel like
I want
Pirates
ninja movies to come back. I want to see like some fucking ninjas.
not like Three Ninjas or any of that shit.
No,
but-
no, like cutting the heads off bitches ninjas.
I mean, honestly, when this was like what 2009 or maybe it was a little later, when the Karate Kid came out and with Jaden Smith, I think, and,
Oh, yeah,
and
Will
Jackie
Smith's kid.
Chan, I was all for that. I was like, shit, karate's back, man, and it was kung fu, but whatever. They still called it Karate Kid, but yeah, it was just like, hey, I'm down for a revival of these kind of movies. But
Yeah. You know, kung fu never really goes away though. Like it's always kung fu is always niche, but it's always good.
that's true. It's never like the most popular thing, but it's there.
I think
speaking of-
the closest we ever got to like mainstream kung fu was like Crouching Tiger and Ip Man.
Yeah, there was that, and then we also, you know what? I guess Rush Hour was special in that it is the only buddy cop movie I can think of that like has a lot of kung fu because of Jackie
You're right.
Chan.
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe that's as close as kung fu ever came to the mainstream.
Maybe, but Crouching Tiger was definitely a moment. Like,
Oh yeah,
everyone has heard of Crouching Tiger.
absolutely. Oh, Sparks writes, what was the show that came out that was a Western in space? Oh, duh, Mandalorian. You know, first two seasons
Well,
of Mandalorian
Firefly as well,
was
but
like that show kind of broke my heart a little bit because that was the best freaking Star Wars since Empire.
yeah,
that and Rogue One were just like phenomenal Star Wars, and I feel like
Rogue
I feel
One
like
is
Disney had
amazing.
something like they had like bottled lightning for just a second, and then just completely forgot what the hell they were doing.
That's sad.
It
So
is
what,
a little
what
bit
part of it
because I
disappointed you?
love
Season
me some
2?
Star Wars. Despite how bad the series can get, like I'll always have a soft spot for Star Wars, and I want it to be as good as, you know, Mandalorian 1 or Rogue One, but they rarely reach those heights. I think right now the big problem is like there's just too much of it, and so
I agree.
like they can't
Definitely.
really devote themselves to any one singular storyline or anything. It's hard. It's a hard line to walk because, you know, you have that huge intellectual property, you got to do something with it.
But it's a whole fucking galaxy.
Right.
Like you have harped on this a lot to stop trying to tie things back to Skywalker.
Yeah,
Which,
I think
why
the
the
best
hell did
ones
The
these days
Mandalorian
are the
do
ones that
that?
don't have anything to do with the Skywalkers.
Yeah, I mean Rogue One was fucking just it was resistance. So it was, of course it was about, you know, the most important thing happening in the galaxy right then, but every character had nothing to do with, you know, Skywalkers or Obi-Wan or anyone like that. You know, you get Leia at the very end, but
Yeah,
it was
and you know,
yeah.
Vader shows up and chops some bitches in half, but
That's true.
but you know, like
That's
the
true.
cool
That
thing
was some
about that
fan
is
service.
like they never even Vader shows up for 2 scenes, and there's no reference to him being anything but just like an unstoppable killing machine. Like if that was your first experience with Star Wars, you would have no clue what Vader or the Jedi really are. They're like these background mystical, like almost godlike beings. And honestly, I think that's for most Star Wars properties, I think that's the way to handle them. Like, don't treat them like everybody in the universe has like a fucking lightsaber on hand and is ready to go. You know, like
Yeah.
have them show up for like one impactful moment to like really up the ante, but for the rest of it, just like build the tension. You know, that's the way to do a Jedi or a Sith showing up.
And that's what Mandalorian did. And
Yeah,
that's
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what
until
Rogue One
season
did.
3 kind of ran away with it, but
Oh, I have no idea what even happens like season 3. but-
nothing happened in season 3.
Oh.
Season 2 really did end the arc. Like that was
Yeah.
like he fulfilled his mission. There was kind of the bittersweet moment where he gave the kid away to go study with Luke, and that was
Yeah.
such a cool scene too because, you know, it was that standoff at the door, and it's like, okay, is everybody gonna die? What's gonna happen? And then Luke fucking shows up, and yeah, it wasn't perfect CG, but they had a model stand in, and they juxtaposed Mark Hamill's face over it, And it wasn't gratuitous. I thought they did it really well. And that was just a really cool ending, just to see like Luke in his prime just chop down a hallway full of murder droids. Yes, Spark agrees. Let the Jedi be mythological beings. Yep.
And it was like how The Last Jedi ended as well, where it's kind of like, okay, we're passing this off to a new generation. And of course, just like the promise at the end of The Last Jedi, it didn't really finish out that way.
No, that trilogy was deeply... I mean, we've talked about that a lot on this channel. But that trilogy was like bitterly divided within Disney's own studios.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've talked a lot about that, but I feel like the movies, somewhat the TV shows, but much more the movies, is that they want to play it safe, so they attach it to a lot of the old storylines and the old actors as well, like in the movies, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, and
it sucks though because like we can't even get a redo of that anymore because Carrie Fisher is dead. That's so sad. I mean, it's sad because she was a wonderful actress in person, but it's also sad because like they had one chance to really, pass the torch in a really cool, meaningful way, and they got maybe a quarter of the way there.
They got. Can you hear me? I mean, again, I'll always say Force Awakens is
I love Force Awakens.
It's a good movie.
It was a good movie.
And people say like it retreaded a lot of New Hope. That's true.
Yeah,
it definitely did.
It did
I
so
think it meant to.
In an intentional and kind of like usurping your expectations sort of way.
Well, it definitely usurped your expectations. And so it's kind of like make up your mind nerds, where it's just like, it's retreading A New Hope. And it's like, well, what do you think about Rey?
It was too different from New Hope.
True. I mean, that's true too. But it's also like having Rey actually be like the one that the Force is awakening in. It's like, what the fuck? Who's with this Mary Sue? And, there's a little bit of legit criticism there, but it was pretty much lost in all the sexism. Like,
absolutely. And let's be real, Daisy Ridley's a good actress and like is able to like lend some physicality to the role. And I thought if she had been written better in the subsequent entry, she could have been an excellent protagonist.
Oh yeah,
I loved Rey. I had no qualms with Rey.
No, neither did I. And I just liked the Force Awakens. It felt like an adventure. There was like kind of that romance of adventure there, but it was also like. I mean, there were some different things, like fucking having Finn, who's a stormtrooper, kind of have a come to Jesus moment. And it's just like, I want more,
I thought that was really cool. In fact, I wish they'd explored that a little bit more. Like,
I felt like they were going to until the second movie came out.
Yeah, the second movie, like, I don't know. I actually really liked the way that it kind of made it so that the Skywalkers didn't need to be the center of the universe anymore.
I did too.
But man, did they not know what to do with Finn in that movie.
No. I mean, that whole B storyline was just ended up being useless.
They actually forgot to conclude it. It was so weird.
They did. It was really weird.
They gave him a cool moment at the very end where he fights his old commander,
yeah.
Like he had that really cool rebel scum line.
Yeah, he did.
But there was no payoff for like the gambling planet or the who was the guy that they brought back from the gambling on him?
Exactly. You would think like, oh well, it's weird that they're not resolving this.
And he literally didn't come back in the third movie. Like they don't get revenge on him. He doesn't turn things around. He's just gone.
No,
like he was a total red herring.
And the fact is, he had like those skills of like cheating the, what do you call it? Basically being able to cheat the gambling planet. Yeah. And so it's just like, okay, he's going to have some idea. They're going to use him in some interesting way. And no, they didn't. But like you said, that was Disney just being
and I know Rian Johnson was trolling a little bit with the movie, which I didn't mind because he was trying to expand on the mythos, and I give him
there were some good things there.
But like, say that again.
there were some good things.
There were
in
but,
the last,
but
definitely.
every single person in every single theater, as soon as they said, you're going to this planet to recruit a gambler, name one human being who didn't immediately think of Lando Calrissian.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, it was meant to be Lando Calrissian, and then it was just this nobody who didn't do anything. And again, it can be a new character. That would have been kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like if this new character shows up and then he's a completely unique, different kind of, scoundrel character. That's great, but literally nothing happened.
Yep.
They bring him
And that's
back
not
and he's
even
like,
an
yeah, I'm gonna turn on you
exaggeration.
because the money's good. Okay.
Oh,
But like,
okay.
do we kill you? Nope. He just kind of rides away and you
he
never
kind
see
of
him
just
again.
gets away with it.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's realistic. That's not why I watch movies. That's
Right. Well, and even then, there's no like fallout from it or repercussions or even just like a nod wink in the third movie. It's like, oh yeah, he's living large. Sometimes the bad guys get away with it. Like there was nothing of that even. It was just like, forget it.
Was he mentioned? Because I don't think. I
No.
mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I missed something, but I don't think he was.
And I swear to God, like I don't know his name. No one knows his name without googling it.
Yeah, that's true.
He was just Stutter Gamble guy.
The stuttering gamble guy.
Stuttering McStutterson.
Meanwhile, it's I mean, I know Rogue One was only a one-off because there didn't need to be more than one movie.
No, but they
my
did develop
God,
it into a series because the guy who played what's his face was so popular.
Was that Andor?
Yeah, Andor.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But man, it was just like you really cared about those characters. Like,
Oh my God, what a perfectly written film that was. And
Alright, who am I
also,
missing?
like, way to make the freaking Death Star be the most terrifying, like, in the original Star Wars, A New Hope, right? The Death Star was like this cool, big, monolithic spaceship, right? It was intimidating, but like the special effects were such that like when they blew up Alderaan, it was like, oh yeah, this is dangerous. These guys have to be stopped. But there was no
you didn't
real
think about the
scale or
human
scope to
toll.
it. Like Rogue One, the scene where they do the Death Star at like a quarter power shot is one of the most. It's like Jaws, like it's the scariest fucking thing that you could possibly see. And the way that they show it from the planet, like it breaks the horizon like a moon. Oh my gosh, that was such a brilliant shot.
Yeah.
And then the way that it like
just
just kept on imploding the planet for like a solid 45 seconds, like that was insane.
Yeah, you're right. I that is a crazy shot. That it is like a moon. How terrifying would that be?
Right?
Seeing that shit in the sky, and it's just like, what?
And the funny thing
Like,
is, they could have just shot the whole thing from space and made it just like A New Hope, but it's like, no, let's make this the scariest freaking thing in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
This village to fend for itself.
And
Well, I'm
again,
missing
like
something.
because the whole movie is meant to be like, this is what Star Wars looks like from the people on the ground level. You know, it was scary and it was intimidating.
It was, and you felt like it was. I mean, obviously their mission was important, but you really felt the stakes.
Yeah, there were
it
stakes.
also-
Thank you. That's the best way to say it. Like Rogue One was the only Star Wars movie in a long time with stakes.
Yeah, and they did a good job of like, as far as like quote unquote, not retcons, but explaining, I guess, plot holes or like why would there be such a vulnerability? Well,
The
it
dude
was on purpose.
built it there. He was pissed.
He built it, yeah. And it's just like that's believable.
Yeah.
It's such a believable thing, I mean, you think about, I don't know, I mean, it's just like our current presidential administration, that you just know there's going to be some things like people flying the flag upside down as like a, hey, help us.
Yeah, right.
That kind of thing. When it comes to tyrannical governments and empires, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people, there's too many people, you can't control them all.
Yeah.
There's gonna be something. And yeah, thank God it was like the lead engineer or something that ended up being sympathetic, and it's
Right.
like, yeah, I'm gonna build build in this vulnerability.
And people always joke about the Death Star too, like why didn't they just put a vent cover on it? Well, you think about like this thing is literally the size of a tiny moon, right?
Yeah.
How would they possibly be able to like maintain and be aware of every thermal exhaust vent on that station?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He absolutely did leave it open, but it's also not like this huge glaring weakness. No one would have known about it if he hadn't told them. So,
yeah, they needed the plans, you know, otherwise they wouldn't know about it.
Right, you're literally flying over a planet trying to look for a space big enough to shoot at its reactor core. I mean, it's
and Luke needed the Force to be able to get into it.
Get the shot off.
Also, his systems were down, but you saw it wasn't an easy thing.
Pascal,
like,
can you hear me?
they had to like go way in there, fly super close, and
My people.
yeah, and then like fire this thing and have it like basically home in.
Oh yeah.
The children all right?
Yeah, no. Rogue One, especially when watched back to back with A New Hope, is just going
never
back to
done
like our
that,
original
but-
topic. It's just good sci-fi. Like
Yeah.
Star Wars got popular, and you know people like to bash on Star Wars because of how popular it is, but it got popular with, you know, the original trilogy and some of its like expanded universe content because it was good. I mean,
Yeah, it was
it was real good.
and this was like, I don't know. I remember the sleepovers at your place, like
oh hell
watching
yeah!
the
Where
whole
we
fucking
fought
trilogy.
each other with lightsabers.
Yeah, that too. And it was like, yeah, there was. I mean, I have to imagine in the 70s, it must have blew people's minds that there was nothing like Star Wars.
No,
That there was sci-fi, there was Star Trek, but this was like a dirtier, grittier. Like, yeah, it's the future, but it's not the future. Obviously, it's the past. But it's it was just very different.
oh yeah.
It was
And to like realize it visually in that way, but like in a way that was not possible before. Like
Yeah.
the special effects for their time were just wild.
Yeah. And that was, gosh, when did that was after Space Odyssey, which was another like impressive
Yeah,
what
that
movie
really
did
pushed the boundaries of what
in
was
the,
like
in the 60s.
like physically possible in movies. Yeah,
Speaking of which, we got to get back to our movie watching. And
yeah, we do.
now that I think about it, it's just like probably Rush Hour is going to be my next one that I choose.
Oh
'cause
man, Rush Hour! What a great movie
that's some good cinema.
that was.
I also wonder. I don't know if Christy and Nick have seen it, but
I'm pretty sure
to think
Christy.
probably,
I
right?
bet they both have. It might have
Okay.
been a while.
which is like I think I've only seen Rush Hour 3 like twice. I haven't watched that one in a long time.
There's a Rush Hour
so-
3. I know the.
I really-
Oh no, you're right. Where the little girl from the original one is all grown up.
Oh yeah, and it's a little weaker than the first two, but
Yeah, two I thought held it
definitely.
together pretty well.
yeah, 2 I thought was just as good as 1, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
well, getting to the factory here, but I think it's kind of close for gonna be
Looking
a
at
next time
on
on Play the Hits. Next time on Play the Hits, we're gonna save the children,
Save the children.
and nothing bad is gonna happen.
Nothing bad will happen to a room full of children. Surely not.
Oh shit! All right, man. Well, onto the factory for the next one. We'll see you
Sweet.
next time.
See you next time, buddy. Night, Sparks.
Night, Sparks.